Hey guys, Caleb's Cards here. Coming at you with another TTM Mail Week recap episode. This is going to be recapping this week's TTM returns that came in. I've got again quite a few to share with you, um, spanning all kinds of different categories and people of unique and different backgrounds. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We'll start out with some military related returns. This is coming back from Medal of Honor recipient Mike Thornton. I have gotten him before years ago when I first started sending out military autographs in 2015, 2016. And unfortunately, now he does stamp. This one rubbed off on the back of the card, but you can quite clearly tell it on the index card. Now, however, some people have seen on Star Tagger, they complain when I saying it's a stamp. I say, well, maybe you got to think maybe he can't physically sign. Who knows? So this is his way of doing it. Carol Spinney was doing that, the puppeteer for Big Bird. He actually had a stamp, and then he was able to do like a red dot, and that was considered a real signature by many. So that was what he was physically able to do. And I've actually got one of those as well. But maybe that's what Mr. Thorne's able to do. But he did include this custom card, which appears to be really signed though. That looks to be in a marker. So I think I did actually get a pre-signed card of his from the past, and so that's pretty cool. So I hope you enjoyed my letter, and maybe he'll join VBC or something for an interview. Then this is a World War II autograph coming in from Scott Masters. He had interviewed Mr. John Luckadoo, or I believe he's also called Lucky. He was also, I think I saw him on Veterans Breakfast Club. He was recently interviewed as well. So that's pretty cool. Lives in Texas, and signed this little printout of him. So very cool. Mr. John Luckadoo. It's pretty sweet. So we got two military returns there. Next up is a politician, U.S. politician. This is Mr. Trent Lott. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what he did. Did I write it back? No, I did not. I think he was Secretary of Commerce, if I remember right, for Bush Sr. I think, or Clinton, one of the two. It was the 80s and 90s, I think. So, but yeah, either way, Trent Lott. I had a couple email requests from German politicians. Miss Peggy Schierenbeck, who actually sent two signed photos, so that's pretty cool. For all the way from Germany. And then we got Miss Lenny Braymeyer, who also sent a signed picture. So, very cool. So again, always happy that those email requests are answered. So it's very nice of them. We move on to some celebrities and musicians. This person not only signed my little note on the letter there, but this is Mr. Ronnie McDowell. I got him a couple years back. He actually sent a signed CD to me, which is pretty cool. He does some like Elvis impersonations as well as some original music, mostly country artist, so very cool. And then he was kind enough to sign two protective index cards, which he didn't have to do, but that's always a nice added bonus when they do that. So Ronnie McDowell. We have another country artist. She was a co-writer for a pretty popular Alabama song called Angels Among Us. This is Miss Becky Hobbs, who signed one of those country gold cards as well. And she also signed the 2 protective index cards. Actually put a lot of effort into them too. Kind of designed them a little bit. So very cool. It's pretty cool of her to do that. And then just wrote me back a little note from the Hard Rock Cafe in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, or Catoosa, Oklahoma. So maybe she was on the road. I don't know. When she was answering the mail, so that's pretty cool. Wonder if my friend John was there, because he goes back and forth between Tulsa. So next up we have actress Deborah Adair. I got her picture in this one with Jim Belushi, a young Jim Belushi back in the day. So thought those were cool shots. Let's put it like that. We got some baseball returns. I'm hoping to give a few of these to Autographs for a Cure. We got Mr. Thad Bosley. I was going through my cards. That's what I've been doing, so I do apologize for being kind of MIA in the comment section and watching videos and stuff, but I've been primarily focused on sorting my cards. What I've been doing is taking like my boxes that are sorted in teams and then alphabetizing the players in those teams so I can be a little bit more efficient and find their cards quicker, and then also kind of trying to set a limit to how many like rows of the box of the teams, and then trying to figure out which ones to get rid of, and throwing away a whole bunch of ones that are really damaged too. So we got Kiko Garcia. So I've been also doing that, kind of clearing some space, finding some stuff for some friends, setting it aside for them. So that's what I've been up to. The other day I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't get to go anywhere, so that's just kind of what I did. Sort more cards and resort them. So probably counterintuitive, but whatever. Then we got Miss Kat Osterman, who's probably one of the greatest softball pitchers ever. I believe she could underhand it at upwards of 90 miles an hour, which is ridiculous. I watched, it was a few years old now. It's probably about 10 years old, 8 years old, whatever. Clip that was on YouTube, but she was, it was on, MLB, I can't remember what it's called. It was like on channel 13 or 18 for me. TBS, I think it was. I think it was TBS, and some of the baseball players or former players wanted to stand in there and try and take a hack, and they couldn't even touch it. So, Kat Osterman, it's very cool. Then we got 4 cards signed by Mr. Terry Kennedy, 84 Don Russ. I've never sent to him before. 89 Topps with the Orioles. 83 Topps Padres Leaders card. We got the 83 Fleer. He also included a prayer track, so cool there. Yeah, I was trying to find that. I don't know if you remember one of the boxes that came from the antique mall. I had that all those cards from like the 70s and 80s, and then we found a card of like a custom card of I believe it was the kid who collected them, and he liked the Padres, and he had one of the Terry Kennedy cards. I was like 84 Topps, and he had written on it like Terry Kennedy the God or something like that. I thought about sending that to him, just seeing if he wanted to keep it. It was just kind of just bizarre and odd, but I can't find it, so I wonder if I threw it away or I just misplaced it. But I mean, I went through all the Padres cards and I can't find it anywhere, so I don't know where it is. But that would have been kind of funny to send. Then we move on to some basketball. We got Mr. Craig Elo. I threw in a card, but I had this photo. Pretty famous game where he's trying to block Michael Jordan. I think, was that the one that was called The Shot? Or maybe that was the one against Byron Russell. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, I said I was going to try and work on a project of like the top 20 greatest moments in sports, and this was a photo from that. And this is honestly the second photo I've sent out for that. I've never sent out any other ones. I totally forgot about that project. I don't know why. I just got, I guess, sidetracked from it. So that never actually happened. So then we got some hockey returns. Got some hockey cards. I was going through finding some hockey guys to send to, and some of these are going to autographs for a cure as well. So we got Marty McInnis from the Flames and Islanders, and this is pretty much all the cards I could find for him that I think I have. I might have some more somewhere, but I just sent 4. Figured that was plenty enough. Then we got Randy McKay. And then I sent a duplicate because obviously that can go to autographs for a cure from MVP Stanley Cup edition. And then this is pretty cool. I got Hall of Famer Rob Blake. Nice gold label card. Very cool. Bowman's Best. I could have sent some Avalanche, but I just decided to cut it off at 3 when I found all these cards. And his rookie card. That might make the most sense to send autographs for a cure. Does have some cornerware, but I think somebody could use it if they're putting together the set. So that was it for the hockey successes. Then we got like our Olympians and our miscellaneous sports. We got Mr. Dylan Ferguson. This came today, or yesterday, Saturday. Dylan Ferguson freestyle skiing. Had some of these Olympic cards I was going through, seeing who signed. Sadly, quite a few of them from this 2014 through 2016 set have passed away. I was quite surprised. There was a few people in there that had passed away, and they weren't very old. So I don't know what happened there. I think one of them was a bobsledding guy, or a skeleton, or whatever it's called. I was quite shocked. We got a world champion beach volleyball player. This is Nancy Reno. This is like a Sports Illustrated Kids card. She signed the backside. This was just an address that didn't really have any tries on it. So I thought I'd give it a shot, and it worked. I got an email, sort of a success, from Australia. Tennis player Ashley Barty. She sends these preprints out, which, I mean, I'm happy just to get something back. I mean, it's not cheap to send something from Australia. And then I did get a note back from, says Sean Barty. So I don't know if that's, I guess it's either Sean Barty or Team Barty. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it's Team Barty. I was thinking, like, is that like her brother or husband or something like that? I think it's Team Barty, so that would make more sense. But either way, pretty neat. Let me scoot this in frame better, maybe. Trying to make do with what I got here. Then this is pretty cool. This is, I don't know if we're going to be able to show the whole thing. This is a poster coming back from France. This is Frankie Zapata. And he crossed the English Channel on this thing, a flyboard. And he sent a signed poster. So this thing's pretty huge. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That was also an email request. So very cool. I got some junk wax returns. I think I got 3 points so far. I might send this card out for more because I do have other addresses to try, but I might send a letter to ask permission first because I'd hate to lose it. But this is for Pam Reamer. She goes by Pam Sosimo now, which is a rare name. But she was one of the race stoppers, one of the Unical models. She wrote back a really nice note there. Happy to be remembered. So that's pretty cool. But I think I had at least one address for one of these ladies, maybe 2. I think Lisa Schroeder maybe one, and Valley Elliott was the other one. So maybe I'll write them and see if they'd be willing to sign this with her, because I'd hate to lose it. So that should be interesting. I sent to Tommy Houston for for the Junk Wax Challenge, so we got him back. And then we got Larry McClure, which I have gotten him on this card before a few years back. And that's the only time I've ever gotten a Max card signed until now. Then I sent to Kenny Wallace, who he's a 3-per. I didn't realize that at the time, but that's all right. I did, say him a letter if he doesn't have to sign them all if he doesn't want to. If he did, I was just gonna give some to Bruce, but I can still give some to Bruce. I don't have to have all 3 of those. But he just signed 3 of the 6. Basically, I just sent him what I had from those lots at the antique mall I bought back in Arizona. Then got Bobby Labonte as well. I saw this letter and I thought maybe it was going to be a rejection, but he was just sending a little thank you letter, and he signed 5, I believe. So Bobby Labonte. And for him, I actually found all 5 different cards. I didn't have any dupes. That one. Put the letter over there. We'll show the failures last. We don't have any more successes. I tried writing to Mr. John Leclerc for autographs for a cure. I didn't realize that he charges. He's $5 per card, which is pretty decent for a player of his caliber. Part of the proceeds go to charity of his choice. So the envelope came because this card's kind of thick and came back almost all destroyed. I'm surprised the cards even made it. But I mean, considering I would sending this for a charity myself, normally I wouldn't mind paying a fee, but because I'm sending it for a charity already, it'd be kind of counterproductive, I think. So I'm not going to be able to do that. But I do apologize. I did not know Mr. Leclerc charges. So that's the price list if you guys are wanting to send him. Then with the 3 successes for the Junk Wax Challenge, I also got 2 failures. I tried sending to former crew chief Steve Lloyd. I've actually got another request out to him at a different address. Hasn't come back, so that one is not in his address, and there is no forwarding. And then lastly, I tried to send to DK Ulrich for the Junk Wax Challenge, and that address is not valid, so that won't work. And finally, we'll end off this video. These were given to me by a coworker. She said that they belong to her dad. She's not sure if they're real or not. She said she thinks he got them off of eBay. Looking at them, I think they're probably a pre-printed one, but it has on the back because it says part of James Arnest's private collection. So I don't know why they put that on there if these are pre-printed, but I believe they're pre-printed looking at them closely. But this is from Gunsmoke, and that's James Arnest. But here's what they have on the back. Because I mean, really anybody can just put that on there. But either way, I mean, still cool, nice of them to give these to me. I told them, I think they should hold on to them because they were dad's, but she said that they were just going to throw them away, and they thought of me because they knew I collected autographs. So, yeah. And my grandpa, that was probably one of his favorite shows. He was always watching Gunsmoke. So, for the nostalgic value, I definitely keep them. But hopefully, he didn't spend too much money on those. But I was like, well, maybe they're just faded. But looking at it, it just looks like it's. I could be wrong too. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it just looks like it's not like they're pre-printed, but that's okay. They were given to me, and I'll make sure to keep them for them in case they change their minds on the two. If they want them back, I'll definitely give it to them. But so that is it. So that's my big pile of mail. You can see there. Lots of stuff. So definitely appreciate you guys watching and coming and checking out the video. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. And I will see you all next time. I should have a video coming out Tuesday that hopefully some of you antique mall junkies like me will enjoy. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you have a great day. Bye.